Hello student. In previous class I discussed about the Thomson's model of atom. It is also called in different name also. That is the watermelon model, plum pudding, raisin pudding model. There are different postulates already I have discussed in the previous class, and this is the limitation of Thomson's atomic model. Next, I have covered also Rutherford experiment. Rutherford, the experiment is performed by the scientist Rutherford. He have taken a gold foil, and the alpha particle is bombarded with the gold foil. Then he got three observation. From the three observation, he concluded two conclusion. One is the most of the space in the atom is empty. Another is the scattering of alpha particles in all direction further reveal that there is a heavy positive charge at the center of the atom which causes repulsion. Next, Rutherford atomic model of the atom, which gives some postulates regarding about the structure of atom. Next, I have also discussed about the drawback of the Rutherford atomic model. Next, I have also discussed about the discover of neutron. Neutron is discovered by James Chadwick. He also bombarded the alpha particle with a thin foil. Some of the light eliminated from on the suitable element, that is your beryllium boron. Here I have given two reaction. One is beryllium, another is your boron. When alpha particle strikes with the beryllium, then a ray is emitted, and when the ray is subjected to testing, whether it is positive charged or negative charged or neutral, it is done by using the electric field and magnetic field. After testing, it is seen that alpha particles have no deflection towards the electric field and magnetic field. That's why alpha particles is considered as the neutral particle. From the experiment, he concluded that another subatomic particle another subatomic particle also present in the atom. That means in the previously it is seen that when atom undergoes a breakdown, then it gives two subatomic particle. One is the electron, another is the proton. But after the discovery of neutron, the sentence is changed. Here we can say that when atom undergoes breakdown, then it gives two subatomic particle. One is your proton, another is your neutron, and third is your electron. Three subatomic particle are present in the atom. Here two reactions have given. One is related to beryllium, another is related to boron. Beryllium strike with the alpha particle. Then another element is formed, that is your carbon. Beryllium strike with the alpha particle. Then carbon is formed with along with a neutral ray, that is that is related to the neutron. Similarly, when boron strike with the alpha particle, then nitrogen atom is present, and also neutron is eliminated as a ray, neutral ray. Here we can say that alpha particle is indicated by He24, or you can say that He242 plus, or you can say that He2 plus. In this class, I will discuss about the another atomic model, that is your Bohr atomic model. This is a very important atomic model. This type of topic always cover the long question in the exam. So remember that among the all the atomic model, Bohr atomic model is very important, and it is also a modern method, a modern atomic model. Still now it shows it shows its significance. Now let me explain what are the postulates of Bohr's atomic model. According to the scientist Niels Bohr, what happened? An atom consists of a small, heavy, positive charged nucleus in the center surrounded by electron. and the electrons revolve around the nucleus only in a definite circular path called orbit or energy level or shell. Before going to the Bohr's atomic model, here also Rutherford have given some content regarding about the rotation of the electron. Look at that. Here also Rutherford also have given that the electrons are not stationary but revolves around the nucleus in a circular orbit as the planet revolves around the nucleus. Here, listen, here only circular orbit is given. But if you think about the Bohr atomic model, here look at that. Here also circular orbit is given. But here a definite circular orbit is given. Definite circular path is given. Look at that. If you think about the Rutherford atomic model, then you can draw any types of circular orbit around the proton. Suppose this is a proton, you can draw the circular orbit like this. You can draw the circular orbit like this. Is your choice. But if you think about the Bohr atomic model said that electrons revolves around the nucleus in a definite circular path, which having particular amount of energy. Look at that. According to, if I will think about the Bohr atomic model said that electrons revolves around the nucleus in a circular, definite circular path. That means the circular orbital look like this. Here you cannot overlap the circular orbit. Each circular orbit have a definite energy and definite have a radius. Such type of things is not given by the Rutherford atomic model. Here Bohr's atomic model given such type of things. According to the first point, Bohr's atomic model said that an atom consists of a small heavy positive charged nucleus. That means an atom must have a nucleus which supports the Rutherford atomic model. Rutherford atomic model also have said that electrons atom is made by two part. One is a nucleus part, another is your extranuclear part. This the Bohr's atomic model also supports something to the Rutherford atomic model. Here Rutherford atomic model also said that the there is a heavy positive charge nucleus in the center. Rutherford atomic model also have said about this point. According to the Bohr atomic model, a heavy positive charge is present. This is the heavy positive charge. This is called nucleus. The nucleus is made by exactly proton and neutron. Since neutron having no charge, it is a neutral, and proton having positive charge. So the total charge is your positive, because there is no role of neutron for the charge of the nucleus. Only your positive charge is present, so the total charge is considered as the positive. That means nucleus having positive charge. All the positive charge are concentrated in the nucleus, and the electrons revolves around the nucleus in a definite circular path. Look like this. Next, move to the second point. The orbits are associated with a fixed amount of energy. Already, I have discussed about this. About this, every orbit have a fixed amount of energy and fixed amount of fixed radius. Look at that here. The second point again repeated that the orbits are associated with a fixed amount of energy. Energy is denoted by En and have a fixed radius, that is your Rn. The energy level, you can say that energy level or shell or orbit. The path in which the electrons revolves around the nucleus are called energy level or shell, or you can say that orbits. The orbits are numbered as in previously it is numbered as K, L, M, N, O like this. But when the number of orbit goes on increases because of day to day the new element are discovered, as a result new orbit are necessary to explain the structure of atom. There was a problem. Did how the cells will number. According to the new concept, the cells are numbered as 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. If you increase the cell, then there will no problem. You can increase the number up to infinite. So this is the better system to numbering the cell. You can say that cell number 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we can say that K cell means that is your one cell. This is the K cell. It is present near the nucleus. You can think that this is your K cell, or you can call that is your one cell. And this cell, look at that, this cell is called L cell, or that is called two cell. If you think about this cell is also present, and this cell is named as M cell. This is also called 3 cell. Next, this is the other cell. This is called N cell or 4 cell. You can draw the also fifth cell, or you can also draw the sixth cell like this. As your choice, you can draw any types of cells and numbered as per the number like your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like etc. Here a point is given. Every orbit have a fixed amount of energy that is denoted by En, and I have a radius that is your Rn. Scientist Bohr, that is your Neil Bohr, have given a mathematical formula for the calculation of energy of each orbit, and the formula is given here. En is equal to minus 2 pi square m e to the power 4 z square by n square s square. And he have also given another formula for the calculation of the fixed radius, that is your denoted as Rn. Rn is equal to n square square divided by 4 pi square m e to the m e to the e square into z. This is the formula. Here there are many unknown terms are used in this formula. Let me explain what are the unknown terms and what it is representing. Look at that here. M is the mass of electron. Here M is called mass of electron. E is the charge of electron. Z is the nuclear charge or atomic number, and N is the principal cell, that is also called as the cell. 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. H is the Planck's constant. Let me explain how can you able to find the energy and radius. Suppose a student wants to find the energy of K cell. Suppose a student wants to know the energy and radius of the K cell. Then for K cell it is highly necessary to put 1. Now put the value, then what you will get. Here I can say that u1 for n is equal to 1. Next I will put 2 into pi, means that is your 3.14, 3.14 square. Then put the value of mass of electron and also charge of electron. For case for suppose I want to take an atom, that is your hydrogen. What is the amount of energy for K cell which is present in the hydrogen atom? For hydrogen atom you can put the Z value 1. Similarly, you can calculate the radius. Later, I will discuss clearly. For just for this class, I have just given few introduction how to calculate the energy. If you will put how can you calculate the energy and radius? If you put all the values, then you will able to find out the energy of every cell. Next point is your, as long as the electron remain in the particular orbit, it does not emit or absorb energy. Suppose an electron is present at the K cell. So this is your nucleus. This is present at the center. Suppose this is your K cell. Let me explain clearly what is the point. Suppose an electron is present in the K cell. It have a fixed energy and fixed radius, that is your U1 and R1. Suppose the electron lose some energy, then it will change its path from uh, from the original path. The path of that is means the orbital orbit position is maybe is changed when it lose energy or gain energy, then it will change the path. Otherwise, the electron revolves continuously for all time in the K cell. If it will emit or absorb any energy, then it will change the path. Otherwise, the electron remain in this K cell for a long time. It will not it will not change the path. That means it will not change the orbit. So here a point is given as long as the electron remain in particular orbit. That means suppose I think about k orbit, it does not emit or absorb energy. If an electron continuously revolves around the nucleus in k cell, then it does not emit or absorb energy. There are there are two terms here I have given. That is your emit or another is the absorb. The energy is emitted or absorbed only when the electron jump from one energy level to another. That means here if the electron changes the orbit from K cell to that is your L cell. This is your L cell. If the electron jumps from K cell to L cell, then it shifts from lower energy level to higher energy level. That means here, if the electron will absorb energy from the outsource, then it increase its increase its own energy, and then it will shift from lower energy level to higher energy level. That means it shift from K cell to L cell. Look at that. Your K cell is the lowest energy level. Then the higher energy level is L, then M, then N. When you move from away from the nucleus, when the orbit away from the nucleus, then the energy of the orbit will increase. If an orbit is present near to the nucleus, then the energy of the orbit is less as compared to the orbit which is present away from the nucleus. So if an electron jumps from K cell to L cell, that means you think that it shift from lower energy level to higher energy level. Then what will happen? It is highly necessary. It is highly necessary for the electron. It must absorb energy. That means when electron absorb energy, then it will jump from lower energy level to higher energy level. If we think about the electron present in the L cell, if an electron jumps from L cell to K cell, then it must decrease the energy, and the energy is emitted from the system to the outside. As a result, it will return to the K cell. Look at that. These are the 2 points I have given, and also I have given the structure presentation. Again, I want to read the question. Again, I want to read the postulate. The energy is emitted or absorbed only when the electron jump from one energy level to another. Look at that. When an electron, suppose here an electron is present, when an electron gains some energy from the outside, then what happens? It jumps from lower energy level to higher energy level. This is your K cell, this is your L cell. That means see, here K cell is the lowest energy level, it jumps to the higher energy level means L cell. As for the energy, it will also jumps to the next cell, that is your M cell, also N cell, but it depends upon the energy. If an electron attain the amount of an energy which having again I want to try to clearly understand. If an electron absorb energy which is equal to the energy of any particular orbital, then the electron shift to that orbital. Suppose an electron is present at the K cell. If it absorb energy in such amount which is equal to M cell, that means the energy of M cell is equal to the absorbed energy, the total energy of the electron after observing. Again, I want to say that suppose an electron observe x amount of energy and the electron is present in the K cell. Suppose the total energy of the electron is your Y and the Y energy is equal to the energy of L, then it will shift to the L cell. Suppose after observing X amount of energy, the total energy of the electron present in the K cell is Y, and the value, if it is equal to the energy of N cell, then it will jump from K to N. That means every orbit have a fixed amount of energy. If an electron attains the corresponding energy of the cell, then it will shift to that cell. If it attains the energy of L cell, then it jumps to K to L. If the electron attains the energy of M cell, then it jumps from K to M cell. If the electron attains the energy of N, then it jumps from K to N. Similarly, when the electron jump back to the lower energy level, suppose an electron, this is your nucleus, this is your K cell, this is your L cell, this is your M cell. Suppose an electron is present at the M cell, this is your K, L. If an electron wants to shift from higher energy level to lower energy level, then it must lose energy, and that energy is emitted from the system to surrounding. Suppose an electron is present at the L cell, if it wants to shift its position from L to K cell, then it must release the energy. That means again I want to read, when the electron jump back to lower energy level from a higher energy level, it radiate energy. Look at that. In this figure, this is your K cell, this is your L cell. Here electron is present in the L cell, this is the electron. It wants to jump from L cell to K cell, then it must emit energy. Otherwise, it will not go to the K cell. Then another point is that the amount of energy emitted or absorbed is equal to the difference in energy of the two energy level concerned. Suppose think about this structure. Here this is the K cell and it have energy, that is your U1. Here L cell is present and the energy is your said to be E2. For M cell, you can think about E3. For N cell, you can think about E4. These are the energy leveling. Here, always remember E1 smaller than E2, smaller than E3, smaller than E4. Suppose an electron release energy, emit energy or absorb energy, then a question obviously will come your mind. What amount of energy emitted? What amount of energy absorbed? It only be possible when you will subtract the energy of the higher energy level to the energy of the lower energy level. Then you will get the answer. So look at that. Here, suppose K cell, L cell is present. K cell related to U1, L cell related to E2. Suppose electron comes from L to K. That means release energy. Then what amount of energy it will release? That is your E2 minus U1. Here E2 is the greater than E1. So here you can say that E2 minus U1. That is the difference. That is the subtraction. So here you can say that is your daily. Daily means E2 minus E1. So what amount of energy it will release when it jumps from L to K cell, then that is the daily amount. Here E1 and E2 are the energies of two energy level. E and del E, this is your said to be del E. Del E is the difference in energy of the two level. And here another point is also given. Let me try to explain. Next point is only those orbits are permitted in which the angular momentum of the electron is whole number multiple of h by 2 pi, that is your MBR is equal to NH by 2 pi. Remember angular momentum, that is your MBR. This is your angular momentum. Here h is the Planck's constant, m is the mass of electron, and v is the velocity of electron, r is the radius of orbital. Look at me. Suppose I want to think about KSL. Then, if you think about the angular momentum, MVR is equal to how much? 1 into h by 2 pi, that is your h by 2 pi. Suppose if you think about L cell, then angular momentum of MVR is equal to how much? 2 into h, that is your 2 pi, 2 to cancel means h by pi. Similarly, if you think about M cell, for M cell, n value is your 3. Now put the n value here. Here I can say that MBR is equal to 3h by 2 pi. Similarly, if you think about n is equal to 4, put the value of n is equal to 4 here, then we can say that MBR is equal to 4h by 2 pi. If you cancel 4 by 2, then here 2, that means 2h by pi. Suppose suppose I want to think about an angular momentum. MVR is equal to 1.5 h by 2 pi. Suppose this is an angular momentum. Look at that. For K cell, the angular momentum is your how much? For K cell, the angular momentum is your h by 2 pi. For L cell, the angular momentum is your h by pi. For M cell, the angular momentum is your 3h by 2 pi. For N cell, the angular momentum MBR is equal to 2h by pi. Look at me. There are 4 angular momentum is given for 4 cell. Remember, every cell have a fixed angular momentum. Suppose an electron is present in the that is your N cell. That means you must think it is highly necessary to maintain the angular momentum, that is 2h by pi. Otherwise, the electron will not present in the N cell. If an electron having angular momentum 3h by 2 pi, then the electron must be present at the M cell. Otherwise, it will not present. Suppose an electron having angular momentum 1.5 h by 2 pi, then for this electron there is no orbit. Orbit means that is your fixed angular momentum. That is a whole number multiple number of h by 2 pi. Look at that. If you think about every cell, here I want to again I want to write for K cell. If you think about the angular momentum, that is your h by 2 pi. Here 1 is given. For L cell, you can think about 2 into h by 2 pi. 2 into 2h by 2 into h by 2 pi. For M cell, that is your 3h by 2 pi. For N cell, that is your 4h by 2 pi. Here there is no point. Here 1, here 2, here 3, here 4 is given. All are whole number. That means all the if you think about the angular momentum of each cell, then we have written a general form, that is your h by 2 pi into multiply with whole number. Your whole number means, that is your whole number means what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dot like this. For K cell, the angular momentum is your 1 into h by 2 pi. Your angular whole number is your 1. For L cell, the angular momentum is your 2h by 2 pi. Your n value, your whole number is your 2. For M cell, if you think about the whole number, that is your 3. For N cell, the whole number is your 4. Here there is no point, that is your 1.5, 2.5, 2.1. Such type of digits are not allowed here. If the angular momentum must multiplied with a whole number, the angular momentum must multiplied with the whole number and h by 2 pi. That means multiplication of whole number and h by 2 pi. The whole number may be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like this, but it cannot be 1.5, 1.1, no 2.1. If an electron having angular momentum 1.5 h by 2 pi, then it is not present. The electron have no particular orbit. So here I want to repeat, only those orbit are permitted. If an orbit having angular momentum like this, like this means whole number multiple of h by 2 pi, that is your nh by 2 pi. So here we can say that the orbits which having angular momentum nh by 2 pi, that are allowed. Otherwise, no other orbits are not allowed. Where here we can say that n is equal to 1 to 3, or h is equal to Planck's constant, m is the mass of electron, b is the velocity of electron, r is the radius of orbit. These are the some postulates of Bohr's atomic model. Again, I want to repeat. An atom consists of small, heavy, positive charged nucleus in a center surrounded by electron, and the electron revolves around the nucleus in a definite circular path called orbit or energy level or cell. Second point, the orbits are associated with a fixed amount of energy, that is your En, and have a fixed radius Rn. These energy level are numbered as 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. and designated as K, Lmn, etc. The energy of and radius of nth orbit are given here. That is your U1 and R1. The formula is given here. Next is as long as the electron remain in a particular orbit, it does not emit or absorb energy. Next point is the energy is emitted or absorbed only when the electron jump from one energy level to another. Next, when the electron absorb energy, it jumps from lower energy level to higher energy level. Next, when electron jumps back to the lower energy level from higher energy level, it radiates energy. The amount of energy emitted or absorbed is equal to the difference in energy of the two energy level concerned. Next is the last point is only those orbits are permitted in which the angular momentum of the electron is a whole number multiple of h by 2 pi, that is your mvr is equal to nh by 2 pi. Here n is 1 to 3, h is your Planck's constant, m is the mass of electron, b is the velocity of the electron, r is the radius of orbit. These points are clearly explained by by Niels Bohr. Let me explain what are the merits. Look at that. Here, Niels Bohr said that electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Protons are present at the center. The electron will not change the energy. Um, when it shift from one energy level to another energy, then it will change. That means here the radius is fixed, the energy is fixed. So the arrangement is a stable arrangement. That means the atom is stable. So here we can say that what are the merits or advantages of Bohr atomic model. First point, it explains the nuclear stability of the atom. Here there is no chance of bombarding of the electron with the nucleus. But if you think about the Rutherford atomic model, if you think about the Rutherford atomic model, look at that. Here a time will come, the electron will bombarded with the nucleus. It rotates like this, like this, like this. Then a time will come, it bombarded with the nucleus. But here there is no chance of bombardment of the electron. The electron continuously rotates in this the fixed path. It does not change its position. If it will absorb energy or emit energy, then it will change the orbit. Otherwise, it will not change. So it clearly explains the nuclear stability of atom. Next, it explains the formation of spectral line of atom or ion having single electron. What is the spectral line? In the upcoming class, I will clearly explain what is the spectral line, what are the type of spectral line. For this class, only remember, in the previous class also I have given some concept regarding about the spectral line. Again, I want to read here. Spectral lines are bright or dark lines in a spectrum formed by the emission or absorption of specific wavelength of light. I will clearly explain this in the upcoming class. For this period, please wait and continuously watching the video. After few days, I will prepare the video. So continue watching, watch the video, and you will get the answer. You will get the notification. For getting the notification, click the notification bell, subscribe the channel, give a like. Next, move to the what are the types. Sorry, the second point is your spectral line are color lines, but they appear as a bright. Bright means you do not think that white. Dark means you do not. Sorry, again I want to say that spectral line are color line, but they appears as a bright or dark line depending on how the spectrum is produced. Look at that here. Bright is given. Bright means you do not think about that. It denoted the white. Bright, bright means its intensity is more. It clearly visible. There are two type of spectral line. One is the emission spectrum. Another is the observation spectrum. Spectral line appears a bright colored line on the dark background. A dark background is given. Later class, in the upcoming class, I will explain. This is a pattern. These are all are black. Here a red, blue, volatile, green. Such type of lines will form in the spectra, in the spectrum. So wait for this. For this class, only remember this. What is the spectral line? Spectral line are bright or dark line in the spectrum formed by the emission or absorption of specific wavelength of light. Next, move to the demerits, that is the disadvantages of nil Bohr. So, atomic model. It cannot explain about the spectra of polyelectron system. Look at that. Here, a advantage is given. It clearly explains the formation of spectral line of atom or ion having single electron. Single electron means the species which having only one electron. For example, hydrogen electron. He plus 1 electron, Li2 plus 1 electron, all the species having 1 electron. If you will count, then you will clearly understood how they have 1 electrons. Hydrogen atomic number 1, so 1 electron. Helium having atomic number 2, 2 electron, but it having one positive charge, it means it must lose 1 electron. So He plus having 1 electron. Similarly, Li having atomic number 3, it must have 3 electron, but here 2 plus is present, so you can think about 1. These species are called single electron species. Here the H plus, Li2 plus are called single electron charge. Here hydrogen is the neutral atom. If for such type of species, Neil Bohr clearly explained about the spectral lines. But if you think about the multi-electron, suppose if you think about helium, helium having two electron, electron 1, electron 2. For such type of species, Neil Bohr cannot explain. So here we can say that it fails to explain the spectra of polyelectron system. Lithium having 3 electron. If you think about the Li2 plus ion, then there is only 1 electron. But if you think about the lithium atom, here 3 electron is present, E1, E2, E3. For such type of species, Neil Bohr cannot explain about the spectral line. So here he have written it fails to explain the spectra of a polyelectron system. Next point is according to this theory, electrons are moving in the two-dimensional circular orbit. Obviously, look at that. If you think about the such type of diagram, all the circular orbit present in the two axes. One is x-axis, another is y-axis. So it is said to be 2D diagram. 2D circle. If you think about a football, you know that the football having 3D, 3D. It have a x-axis. One is x-axis. One is x-axis. Another is y-axis. Another is z-axis. There are three axes. So now new modern concept, quantum theory. Now new modern concept said that electron moves around the nucleus in 3D space, just like the football. So it is also the one of the demerit. Here I have think that according to this theory, electrons are moving two-dimensional circular orbit, but according to modern research, electrons moves in the three-dimensional space. This is the second demerits. It cannot explain the cause of chemical reaction and the shape of molecules. But in the upcoming atomic models, upcoming concept are clearly explained about the cause of chemical reaction and shape of molecule. So it is the one type of failure of Bohr static model because it does not give any idea, any cause of chemical reaction, and say it does not give any concept regarding about the shape of molecule. So it is the third demerits of Bohr's atomic model. Next, move to the four. It goes against Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Uh, in the upcoming class, I will clearly explain about the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. It is a 2 or 3 mark question. Next, it fails to explain the Zeeman effect and Stark effect. What is Zeeman effect and Stark effect? I will clearly explain. Wait for this. It fails to explain the relative intensity of spectral line. It just give about few things about the spectral line, but it cannot speak about the intensity of the spectral line. Next point, it fails to explain the wave character of the electron. Modern concept, modern research reveals that electrons are revolving around the nucleus in a three-dimensional space. In that concept, wave character of electron is used. So it again I can say that it fails to explain the wave character of an electron. It fails to explain the finer spectral line. In the upcoming class, I will clearly explain what is finer spectral line. These are the details of Bohr's atomic model. Let me explain what is Zeeman effect and Stark effect. Just few moment I have given I have given a concept that is your Zeeman effect and Stark effect. It fails to look at this point. It fails to explain the Zeeman effect and Stark effect. Let me explain what is Zeeman effect, what is Stark effect. Suppose this is your a spectral line. It is present in the dark background. This is your dark background. A line is present in the a spectral line is present in the dark line. When an magnetic field will apply to the spectral line, then what happens? The spectral line will divide, will split in splits. So, such type of effect is called Zeeman effect. When a spectral line comes under the presence of static magnetic field, then the spectral line will split into several components. This effect is called Zeeman effect. Similarly, when the spectral line comes under contact with the external electric field, if the spectral line will break, then such type of effect is called Stark effect. So again I want to say that Zeeman effect, it is the splitting of spectral line in the presence of static magnetic field. Stark effect, it is the splitting of the spectral line in the presence of external electric field. So here I can define the effect of splitting a spectral line into several components in the presence of a static magnetic field is called Zeeman effect. Similarly, the Stark effect is the shifting and splitting of a spectral line of atom and molecule due to presence of an external electric field. This is the two important Zeeman effect, and this is the two important point. One is Zeeman effect, another is the Stark effect. Next, move to the some important point. Here, suppose a student wants to find the general expression for the radius of nth orbit of a hydrogen atom and hydrogen like ion He plus Li2 plus. Oh, what is the expression? We know that. Again, I want to say that here Rn. If you think about the Rn, what is the formula? Already I have given. Rn is equal to nh square n square h square n square n square h square divided by 4 pi square, n square h square by 4 pi square, m e square z, m e square z. This is the formula. Look at me. m e square z, the formula. Again I want to say Rn is equal to n square s square divided by 4 pi square m e to the power z. This is the main formula. From this formula, this is the derived formula. Rn is equal to 0.52 into n square by z into, sorry, angstrom. Angstrom is an unit of length, that is your here we can say that that is your angstrom, a degree. This is said to be angstrom. How this formula, this simple formula will come? Look at that. This is the main formula. If you think about the hydrogen atom having atomic number, atomic number is your what? One. Helium, He plus having atomic number also one. Sorry, two. Lithium atomic number Li2 plus having atomic number 3. Here the Z value is changed, maybe 1, 2, 3. For hydrogen, Z value is equal to 1. For He plus, Z value is 2. For Li2 plus, Z value is your 3. But remember, if you think about all the species, He plus, Li2 plus, then all the three species having a constant electron, that is your 1. So for all the species, you can say that your the value of E is your 1. So now put the value of 1 in this formula. Here I can put what I will put like this. Look at me. Here I can put n square h square divided by what? 4 into pi means 3.14 whole square, and put the mass of electron. Already you know in the first class what is the mass of electron. Put the charge of electron here also, and here z value you cannot say what is the z value, and here also you cannot say the n value, because n value depends upon the cell. Here the variation unknown terms are n, another is your z value. Here you cannot say your z value may be 1, 2, 3. N value may be also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like for K cell, L cell, M cell, like this. If the cell will change, then N value must change. So, if you put the value of pi, m, e, h, then after solving, after simplification, you can find like this 0.529 into n square z into angstrom. This is the unit. So by using the general formula, you can derive a simple formula. Rn is equal to 0.529 into n square by z. This formula is only for that species which having only one electron. If you think about the species which having two electron, then such type of formula will not apply, because the value of E will change. Here this formula is applicable for that species which having one electron. So here a sentence is written, that is the general expression for the radius of nth orbit of a hydrogen atom and hydrogen like ion. Hydrogen like ion means the ions which having only one electron. That means you can think about He plus, Li2 plus. Similarly, next element is your what? Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium. You can beryllium 3 plus, like this. Next element is your, it have also beryllium 2 3 plus having also one electron. Yeah, next you can think about hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron 4 plus, like this. All the species having must have one electron like the hydrogen atom. So here we can say that hydrogen atom and hydrogen like ion, that is your He plus, Li2 plus, B3 plus, B4 plus, hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron. You can think also another species. So the short formula which derived from the main formula is your Rn is equal to 0.529 into n square by z angstrom. Here Rn is the radius of nth orbit, n is the cell, that is 1, 2, 3, z is the atomic number. Similarly, you can put the you can apply the general formula of En energy. This is the formula. En is equal to minus 2 pi square m e to the power 4 z square divided by n square s square. Say in the same style, here z value and n value will not change. It is it is different for different species. Again, I want to repeat. Here in this formula, z value and n value will change from one species to another, but your m value, e value, h value, pi value remain constant. So put the value of pi, m, e, h. M e means mass of electron, e means charge of electron. You everybody know what is the value of pi. Pi means 12 by 7, or that is your 3.14. So you cannot say the particular value of z and n, because z value varies with the atomic number, n value varies with the case with the cell. So after putting all the values, you can you will get a short formula, that is your En is equal to how much? En is equal to minus 1312 into z square by n square kilojoule per mole. Here En means energy of the nth orbit. Similarly, another short formula is given for velocity. The general expression for the velocity of an electron in the nth orbit of hydrogen atom and hydrogen like ion He plus Li2 plus is your Vn is your how much? 2.88 into 10 to the power 8 into Z by n cm per second, where Vn is the velocity of electron in the nth orbit. Here you already you know that what is z, what is n. And another expression is also given, the general expression for the number of revolution, how many times it will revolve. So for electron in the nth orbit, a formula is given, that is your 6.5 into 10 to the 5 into z square by nq hz. This is the short formula for calculation of number of revolution by an electron in the nth orbit of the nucleus. Actually, this is the main formula, that is your Vn equal to 2 pi e square z by nh. If you will put the value of pi e and h, then you will get Vn is equal to how much? That is your 6 point, that is your 2.188 into 8 into z by n m square per second. Similarly, for the number of revolution, for the calculation of number of revolution for an electron in the nth orbit, a general formula is given, that is your 4 pi square m e to the power 4 z square divided by nq hq. If you will put the value of pi, m, e and h, the z and n value will change. Then you will get such type of short formula, that is your 6.55 into 10 to the power 5 into z square by nq hz. This is the short formula, comes from this formula. This is the main formula. There are few problems here I have given. In the upcoming class, I will explain the such type of problem. For this class, this is very sufficient. So I want to stop here. Thank you everybody for watching this video. I would like to say everybody, please subscribe the channel, give a like to motivate me to prepare more and more video, and also click the notification bell, because it is it is for your benefit. When I will prepare new video, then a notification will come to you. So as a result, you will see the video easily. So kindly subscribe the channel and click the notification bell, and also give a like. Thank you very much. Namaste.